MJF is back. He came out there and he was running his mouth, almost basically imitating The Rock, and that doubled when Roosh came out here. So MJF's back. His first ever opponent is Roosh from Ring of Honor. You guys know it if you watch wrestling a hell of a whole lot, which, if you're an AEW fan, yeah, you know Roosh. But I'm just hung up on this because MJF is back. He has the Triple H jacket. This is supposed to be his big return. We don't get Adam Cole. We don't get an AEW championship angle, which is fine. All right. But what we get is Rush. Now, I thought this was better than it was supposed to be, that it had like any right to be. But I think it's because of MJF. Everything he touches turns into gold. But what do you guys think about this segment and the fact that his first opponent after returning is Rush? I'll start with you, Kenny. Yeah.
Mr. Valentine, I just had to jump right in there before you even finished because
Let me know.
think that's fair. You said he came out there acting like The Rock?
I mean, he did like, I don't give a crap. It's basically, it doesn't matter. And then he did something right after that too. I don't remember what it was, but it seemed like pretty Rocky to me as well. Smelled of it, kind of, yeah.
I think he's a good mesh combination of a lot of the people we saw in the past, but I think he puts it all together and puts that MJF flavor on top of it and makes himself feel like himself. Where you got guys like LA Knight, every time I see him on there, I think The Rock and Stone Cold. Like, that's exactly what he's doing. But I think MJF is different enough where I can kind of put him in his own category. But I do agree with you, the fact that, you may expect nothing from it because it is Roosh, but when MJF goes out there, he kind of turns it into something. And I like what he did here. He kind of went through addressing the AEW locker room. He mentioned Swerve Strickland took a pretty bad shot at his promo ability. He said, like, in order to be a business mogul, you got to go to business college. I was like, wait a minute, where are we going here? But apparently you skipped the business speech class or something. So I'm like,
yeah, public speaking class.
Kind of like a low blow there. And then he took the shot at Will Ospreay. Pretty much it was just like who did you beat? Like, you're saying you're the best. How can you say the best when I beat all of these people, but you never did? Ran down his accolades before Roosh came out. So he kind of built himself up as MJF before they introduced the mid Roosh coming out to kind of state his claim at him. MJF doesn't even have a title. So Roosh, what are we doing here? So, I mean, we'll talk about the angle, but before we get into it, Brian, where are you at with the promo?
I thought the promo was good. I don't mind the whole Roosh storyline. I don't really know who they would throw in MJF right now anyway. You don't want to throw him in a spot for the title. You don't want to throw him in with Adam Cole, as I don't think he's ready yet. So,
yeah.
Not saying Roosh is the perfect guy, obviously. They had plenty of guys with that freaking loaded roster, but I'm also not disappointed, nor it's something that I like, that I expected more, because I really don't want MJF near the title scene right now. I think he needs to, climb back up. I want to see him struggle for it a little bit to get back there. Eventually, I do want the title back on him, but I think right now, giving him some sort of feud just to heat him back up a little bit, I think is the perfect kind of way to get him back into the mix.
So you say this is just like a one and done, Forbidden Door. We see this match and it's over.
I think so, man. I mean, this feud does not have to go anywhere further than that.
Well, see, this is my thing. Like, I'm not saying Roosh is the big problem here. The big problem is how Roosh is positioned, because
exactly,
MJF is coming back. If you're AEW Tony Khan, you got to be in contact with this guy as your talent to know when he's going to be ready to come back. So you got to have an opponent for him. So if Roosh is going to be that opponent, then you need to have him on AEW Dynamite every week, winning matches, to kind of put him in a spot to make it make sense for him to go up against MJF when he comes back. Yeah. Have him beat a Jon Moxley. Have him beat a Takeshita. Now you have everybody looking at Roosh like, what are they building this guy towards? Now Jon Moxley comes back, and then he states his claim like, you're next. Not Jon Moxley. MJF comes back.
And
then now you state your claim against, okay, I'm taking this guy down. Now Roosh finally gets knocked down a peg. And if you want to take him off TV like you do everybody else after that, it's fine. He served his purpose to be built as this big opposition to MJF. So that's my big problem with it. I just don't think they built him up for this position.
That's a beautiful point.
Yeah.
But yeah, Brian, go ahead.
No, I was going to say, didn't Roosh come out and say, hey, bro, I've been working here while you've been gone? I'm like,
I've been here winning every week. And the crowd was like, what?
I'm like, I mean, bro, maybe I don't watch Collision, so I'm sure it's probably a Collision thing.
Maybe.
You might be right.
Maybe.
Yeah, maybe he's got some wins over there. That's the only thing that could probably make sense to me. I don't really know, though. Realistically speaking, I would have to ask the boy Omer and find out what's going on with Roosh.
Big Om hasn't even cooked and left on the
Shout
comment
out.
section. But who else would it have been though if it wasn't Roosh? That's the problem. That's the problem here. The only people they build up are people who are in storylines.
Yeah.
So you got to have some people on the undercard bubbling up, and it can't be on Collision because let's be honest, y'all. Saturday night, I don't know if many people. Well, we can look at the numbers and tell a lot of people aren't watching it. People are watching Dynamite, and I mean that's where they need to put the main focus.
Again, you said Rush was winning, potentially winning in Collision. Well, then do this segment in Collision. Don't do it on Dynamite. Or build Rush up in Dynamite where everybody actually watches. I'm sure, I don't know if to say, I'm sure many people, way more than people who watch Collision, they're like, they're only watching Dynamite and that's it when it comes to AEW. So you just, that's why the crowd was chanting, what to Rush? And, I gotta say though, his English accent was surprising. It's not too clear, but I could understand him. Yeah, better than Andrade.
Definitely better than Andrade. He was out there carrying it. But one thing you mentioned in the open, kiddo, is you expected to see something about Adam Cole or the MJF in the championship. If you notice, he was running down the AEW locker room, and unless I missed it, because you know what, sometimes my ears aren't the greatest, he did not mention Adam Cole at all. And I think that may be them showing that at the pay-per-view, Double or Nothing, when he hit Adam Cole with that brain buster, that was the blow-off. He kind of took that mask and said, you know what, this is for cowards. I'm putting this behind me. I think that might have been the last step where they're just pushing Adam Cole to the side. And until Adam Cole is ready, MJF is just not going to mention him. He's doing his own thing now.
He did mention Adam Cole. I do want to
unfortunately
say that. Yeah. We used listen off great names like John Moxley, this, that, Adam Cole. And I beat all of them.
I mean, when he was doing the rundown of the locker room, he specifically went at Swerve. He specifically went at Will Ospreay. There was somebody before Swerve.
Right.
He said, you're not in the gym at all.
Extensively.
So but he listed Adam Cole as the people he beat. But as far as kind of continuing that storyline, he didn't dig his hoofs in there.
Right. Yeah.
So I think that's interesting. Y'all think that's over?
I think probably best case scenario for it to be over. I think they deaded it at the pay-per-view. I think that was the best. I think that's the best thing for it, man. Unfortunately, I would have loved to see where the storyline would have gone. I would have liked to see Adam Cole win the title. I think that's the closest he's gonna get to it. I don't think he'll get closer. I'll be honest, but
he's
obviously,
still a young guy, right? How old is Adam Cole?
I mean, he's still pretty young. I don't think he can get that hot again.
I mean, he's not been wrestling for so long. I think this story is in a state where they can pick it up anytime. Maybe months from now, even a year from now. They kind of, I guess, like you said, can you put the pin in it? But I don't think it's done yet.
Yeah, but I think overall they do need to get away from the devil stuff because World's End, that was a dark time for AEW. When he came out sitting in the chair I'm the devil. Bro, come on.
No way.
It should have been Jack Perry.